and I've been asked to give my thoughts. So here goes. In 2017, she said All Lives Matter. She got dragged and then she walked it back. Then we find out she's following Don Jr., Tommy Lahren, Terrence Williams, and Newsmax. No progressive sites at all. Then she reposts some debunked conspiracy theory about Michelle Obama from an account that pushes flat earth and lizard people. And she never addressed it. Then, well, the FEC has dropped their records and nearly $800 to Trump's PAC, $63 to NRSC, and $7 to Ted Cruz. 17 donations in all. So this isn't a slip, this is a pattern. She went from no scrubs to now financing one. Now, here's where it gets complicated. T-Boz has sickle cell. She has publicly fought for the Affordable Care Act through policies that now Chili's money helps to defund. This is weird. But T-Boz knows this. She has always known this, and she is still on that tour. They just announced their tour. So either they have an understanding we're not privy to, or T-Boz is operating at a level of compartmentalizing what's going on between them. You know, that might be a teachable moment for all of us, because how many of us have someone we love whose politics make our stomach turn? Here. And we still show up, right? So T-Boz is modeling something a lot of us preach, but very few actually practice. That doesn't mean Chili's choices don't have consequences, because they do. The PR move is simple. Chili has to speak up, not a publicist, her, because silence right now is, a confession. So I want to know from you, does this change how you feel about TLC? Will you still buy those tickets? Will you still play their music? Because this reporting is spreading. Can the damage be mitigated, or has the internet already decided? I want to hear you in the comments.
Mr. Ripper, you made a post saying that the Democrats have left as a cult because Nick Cannon basically came out on the right and Chili came out on the right, and then, people were upset. So what's your thoughts on what she said?
The thing is, she should be forced to apologize, and I'm mad that because she got caught lying. At the end of the day, just like what this woman just said, are you still going to listen to her music? You're going to go to her tours. Why must you just excommunicate yourself or just X these people out of your lives? Most of the celebrities are on the left. I mean, I just watched Goodfellas earlier today. Robert De Niro is one of my favorite actors. When Eminem told us to stop listening to him, I bump Eminem all the time. I don't care about their political views, but it seems as if every time somebody come out and they're labeled conservative, everybody want to turn their backs on them. They want to deport Nicki Minaj. I don't care about no celebrity's opinion. I'm just in there for entertainment. But these people go to the extreme to cancel people like it's a type of shock. The majority of Americans vote for Donald Trump. It's not a little small pocket. It's okay to just admit, yeah, I fucks with Trump. It's not a big deal. Why y'all make it a big deal? Because it's not. This is a majority of Americans' view.
So, Skeptic, you're the most progressive person on here. And it seems like, once a person...
I am.
Once a person goes against the left, because the right is accused of being a cult, but it seems like once a person goes against the left, they are kind of excommunicated. Do you feel like that's true, and do you feel like that's necessary?
So I'll say this: I used to agree to some point with what like Mr. Crippy just said. I used to agree with this. I used to think that way. But when Charlie Kirk died, and we were not allowed to say anything. And literally they were trying to deport people and they doxed people because they were exercising their freedom of speech. When I saw that from the right, I understood that no, both people do it. And both people given the chance to completely destroy somebody's life, they will take that chance. It's very rare that you see a person that sees another person who's making a mistake and they say, yeah, I'm not going to destroy you even though I have the ability to do so. So it's done on both sides. Like, to be completely like intellectually honest with you, it's done on both sides whether or not it's right. So it's hard to separate what somebody stands for and then you look at their art. So it's interesting that people on the right are now saying that, because when it was the shoe was on the other foot, they weren't saying that. And I'm saying as an overall, the right was saying deport people who were talking bad about Charlie Kirk. And then you see Trump come out and say, good, I'm glad that, I forget what his name was, died. and I'm glad he's dead. So like there's this bias of who can speak and say what when, right? So we have to stay consistent, where if you're going to cancel someone because they're talking about Charlie Kirk and what happened to him, then when people come in and cancel you for donating money or for supporting MAGA, that is now having this backlash because they're trying to get rid of the ACA, they're negatively affecting a lot of aspects of research, then yeah, I mean it's going to give and take.
Okay, so I'm gonna play what.
Can I say
Go
something
ahead.
right quick? Now, according to what Skeptic is saying, I don't know about the Charlie Kirk thing, you know, deportation, but I would give credit because of what happened with Drewski. There are people on the right that's talking about destroying him, and so it does happen, but not to the same extent as when it comes down to the left, to the right. But the whole Drewski thing, we have people on the right who I'm very disappointed. When do we become so sensitive? Comedy is comedy. I didn't think it was funny, and I was expecting to be funny because I actually like Drewski. Me and my wife we seen a little picture of it. We said we couldn't wait till you get home and watch. We watch it. It's not that funny. But there are conservatives that are talking about get rid of this guy. He needs to go. Yo, when do we become so sensitive? So actually, I can agree with that.
That shit was funny, Rip. My bad, but
no, man, it could have been funnier. I was disappointed because I like Drewski. I was like, it could have been funnier. I mean, it could have.
It was funny. 500 million people watched it and laughed. It was funny because it's true.
I was expecting to be hilarious. It's like Dave Chappelle last special. I'm like, this is about to be hilarious. It disappointed me. That's just my opinion. But hey, most people find it funny, so.
It was the stares into the camera. That right there.
Yeah, no, that was funny. I give kudos to that. That was funny. But the whole walking out on stage and all, I'm like, man, come on. You can do better. You're Drewski. You're hilarious. This is a disappointment.
Well, glad to see a Republican and Democrat can agree on here. But I want to play what Chili said about Michelle Obama. We get me and Dr. respond.
Hey guys, I wanted to come on here to address a few things that's circulating on the internet that's very concerning to me. Let me say this first. I have the utmost respect and admiration for Michelle Obama, and I would never say or do anything that is disrespectful to her or to any woman. I would never do that. And I had no clue that this repost had happened until I started getting phone calls and text messages from everybody, and I immediately went to my page to see what was going on. Now, mind you, I'm not very computer savvy, so I'm looking for this repost button, and I see that all of these buttons are very, very close to each other. And clearly I was scrolling and my thumb hit the repost button. Again, I had no clue that something like this happened until I got all the calls. But of course, I took that down, and, you know, I would never post anything like that. I would never do something like that. That is not my character. I have supported the Obamas. I gave to the campaign, both runs, voted twice for him, and supported the organization that Michelle had in the schools for exercise for the kids. I would never do anything that's harmful or hateful to anybody. You know, I'm just not wired like that. That's just not who I am. And when it comes to organizations that I have donated to, these are the things that support the veterans. You know, I have always supported them, not just now, but for years. This is not something new. So I just wanted to let you guys know, you know, this from me, you know, that I would never do anything so disrespectful, and I would just never, I'm just not about hate or anything like that. You know, if you look on my page and see my posts, it's all about love, faith, and connection. That's what I'm all about, you know, and I've always been that way, and I will continue to be just that way. So I just want to thank you guys for, you know, your love and your support, and just taking the time to listen to me right now. I really, really appreciate that, and I love you guys.
Doc, is she lying?
I think people need to realize Chili doesn't. You have to show me a clip of Chili saying she had a political party affiliation. I don't have a political party affiliation. If I want to vote for Trump today, and in 4 years I want to vote Democrat, and another 4 years I want to flip and vote Republican, it's my vote. I'm entitled to vote for whatever I believe in, whatever is moving in the direction that sees fit for my life, what I got going on at the time. And Chili is allowed to do the same. Like, Chili don't got to come out and say, hey, I voted for Obama. That don't mean she can't vote for Trump. That don't mean she can't flip back and go and vote Democrat if she wants. She's entitled to her vote. Mm-hmm. Every Democrat that gets up here and runs for office isn't the best candidate. Every Republican that gets up here and runs for office isn't the best candidate. People have locked themselves in to, I have to be party line, and they'll vote for someone who's unqualified, who doesn't care about the American people, who doesn't have your best interest at heart. Nothing that they are running on or preaching is ideologically in line with what you believe in. And you're voting for them. Why? Because it's blue or it's red. Chili might have donated to this and said, hey, I see you doing something over there that I believe in or that I agree with. I'll give some money to that. And then she can look at the other side and say, hey, you're doing something that I believe in. I'll give money to that. She doesn't have to be one way. These people don't have to toe some sort of party line. I think that's what has become on the internet, and to people who have given their whole brain to, hey, I'm not thinking for myself. I'm on this side. And I can't see what the other side is bringing or what they're doing. And they're doing a disservice. They're doing a disservice to everyone as well, because they have lost the idea to think freely. And a lot of people have become sheep. A lot of people have become part of the flock, and they'll just go with whatever it is on their line. So I don't know if she's lying or she's just an independent, and she's just doing the stuff that aligns with what she got going on, her life, her family got going on, and what she believes in. Because I vote on either side all the time, and I don't care what they think.
So, Mia, do you feel like her fans, her PR team forced her to come out and say that? Like, do you feel like that was going to hurt her career, her donating to Trump?
I mean, I'm sure whatever publicist or crisis PR for the up and coming tour might have been like, hey, at minimum, put out a statement. I mean, but it's one of those things where I feel the same way as Doc. Like, who cares? No offense, TLC is never going to be a number one. All right, they're never recreating the 90s. We've moved past that. I mean, they're never getting there. None of them are. They're all on tour, and I will love to see them. If they come to like Boston or whatnot, I'll be buying tickets and going to view them, no problem. But I mean, these people are never going to get back their past prestige. So if she did vote for Trump or whatever, she just sort of stood on 10 toes and been like, yes, I did. And to be honest, it's none of our business if she did or not. I mean, it really isn't anybody's business. It's not my business who Skeptic voted for, who Doc or Mr. Rippey or Slim or you, Gray. It's not my business. I'm not going to look at you any different. It's not my business. I mind my business, because at the end of the day, everybody's fucking dumb. Okay. It's a class war. It's not a left versus right. It's not anything. It is always a class war. It is always a top versus bottom, period. The left-right people, they all eat together. They all break bread together. They all hang out together. Once those cameras are off, these people are all together. They sit on committees together. They do dinner parties together. They take donations from the same campaign and NGOs. Like, stop being so fucking stupid. Stop thinking in terms of left and right, and understand it is always a class war. It's never been a race war. It's never been a left versus right. It has always been a class war. And once you get out of that mindset, you don't care who somebody votes for, because it's the same bird, just two different colored wings, period. You don't get upset by it. And if more people thought like that, you wouldn't be upset by somebody else's actions.
Go ahead, Slim. What you saying?
You know what the repost was about, right?
Huh? The repost?
If you remember, she basically started the video by saying she ain't got nothing against Michelle Obama. And when she was scrolling, she don't know, she's not computer savvy, and there was a repost. You know what that was about?
I don't remember what it was. It was saying, was it saying that she was a man? I don't remember what it was.
That part was a lot, Slim. They been lying. She know how to use the motherfucking
yeah, she does.
That's my point.
That was a lot.
That's my point.
That part was
I just
a lot.
kind of wanted you to touch on that.
Yeah,
and she's
like Shannon Sharp.
anti-black.
They know how to work the internet.
You can say that shit was funny. You said, yo, I thought it was funny till y'all got on my ass. That's what you should have said. You know what I'm saying?
I will say, in my lifetime, the only time I've seen people cut people off for their political views is with Trump. I didn't see that with George Bush and with Al Gore, when all that happened. I never saw that with Obama and Mitt Romney. Trump, the only person I've seen where people say, oh, you a Trump supporter, I can't be cool with you. But
I think the rhetoric is like so extreme though. The things he says are so extreme. You've never seen a president act the way that he does. He literally posted a video where they showed Michelle Obama and Barack Obama as monkeys. Like his rhetoric is extreme. Like so at this point I can't understand if somebody like, hold on a second, what? I do look at people that tell me that they voted for Trump. Like I'm like, okay. I even at work, like my coworkers and I, it's so funny because we've never really said who we voted for, but we can tell by our rhetoric. Like, do you know what's going on? It's crazy. Like gas is going up. It's crazy. This ain't on me. I did what I needed to do, you know? And people are fed up. Like 50,000 troops have been deployed to the Mideast right now as we're speaking. This is not what America wanted. Like prices are going up on everything. I work with people who don't make a lot of money, and I'm seeing people struggle that are teachers. Public school teachers are struggling to eat. Like this shouldn't be America. And yeah, when you told me you voted for this, yeah, it's gonna make me upset. Like, really? Well, then you should struggle. Why is everybody else having to pay for your bad choice?
My only pushback on that skeptic would be his rhetoric might be like that, but I don't think his ideology is nothing different or new. I think these other people have believed, and that just comes from a billionaire point of view, a billionaire white man in America point of view. So I don't think that Trump has this perspective that these other guys don't have. I just think, and I actually give him credit for the respect for it. I just think he's decided he's not going to hide it and lie about it. He's going to be who he is. He's not the only person who's like that. That's why he has so much support. You know what I mean? Like he has support because it's not a one-off. So other people have felt like that, but he's the first person who's kind of been honest, and if it's on his mind, he'll blurt it out and say it. And I don't know if that's good or bad, but I think it's given the American people also a insight to somewhat of a political honesty of how some people really may feel. And that's not a Republican or a Democrat thing, because there's Democrats who feel exactly like Trump, but they're boxed into these ideals that they believed in for 30 years and they can't say out loud, and he will. So I think maybe the rhetoric is crazy, but I don't think the ideology, the ideals that go with it are, because I think a lot of them have them. That's how they've been in office so long and running the country.